and I fully endorse SPRB Radio with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check it out.
Yeah, it's your girl, Kerry Lopez. I'm so right about now. I'm representing for SPRB Radio Podcast. Not no normal about that. So I'm a 10-Star General. Big up yourself. And the beautiful host herself, Sharon Mango, Kerry Lopez in Jamaica, representing for the podcast show there. I'm going to tell the people, check it out. Not no normal about the settings for me. I send you there, you know what time it is. They come see me. Yeah, I tell you, say whenever I wanna mix business with pleasure. Yeah, man. I wait there. Check out the podcast now, man. 10-Star, tell them the man.
Hi, I'm Nana Genesis and I fully endorse SPRB Radio with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check it out.
I'm Samani out the UK and I'm fully endorsing SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Keep it locked. One love.
Better sound. You make me feel so strong. Dub is a battlefield. Yes, this is Jennifer Barrett out of Jamaica. You know, don't know, endorsing SPRB Radio Broadcast. You know, don't know. Yes, I am with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Oh, you miss it? Check them out, man.
Greetings. My name is Diana Wright, singer, songwriter, and poetess. I fully endorse SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. Check them out. Trust you won't be disappointed. Yes.
Hi, this is your girl Winnie.
And this is your girl Freddie.
From out of London.
And we fully endorse
SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General
and Sharon Mango. Check them out.
This is Jojo Mack, and I always tune into the SPRB Radio Podcast with 10-Star General and Sharon Mango. If you love a good conversation, you should too. Check it out.
Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown giving full endorsement to Stuck in Emotion, right up blend radio. The station with integrity, the station with a difference. Remember me tell you, Lloyd Brown says so. Full endorsing. Stuck in Emotion, right up blend radio. We not stop till we drop. Saying, bless.
This is The Buzz, your music news update for the latest on your favorite artists and more. Sponsored by JojoMacMusic.com.
Hello everyone, I am Pistol and this is The Buzz. Dancehall Queen Spice, in an Instagram live on Friday, February 17th, admitted that she's not actually pregnant. She said the photo posted on Instagram with a baby bump signifies a rebirth for her. She said she actually died and came back to life last year when she had her medical scare in the DR. And so the baby bump is a representation of her new birth, her second life. She also said she did not go to the DR for plastic surgery. She ended up in the hospital while in the DR. Dancehall star Little Addy released his first EP, the 5-track Thugs Are Us. This marks his first solo release following his previous joint EP Skinny Jeans with his brother Little Vibes. He said, quote, I chose to release a solo EP to differentiate the sound of me and my brother so listeners of our songs or listeners of dancehall in general can see the different personalities and styles of Little Addy and Little Vibes, end quote. As a son of one of the biggest dancehall artists, Vibes Cartel, the artist also hinted that his father's influence was present in his music. He said, my father is the inspiration behind almost all of my tracks, from how I construct my lyrics, the way I flow, vivid storytelling, and my overall delivery and demeanor on the tracks. With the mega success of his single, Gallo a Party Animal, in the Latin market, Jamaican artist Charlie Black was approached by Universal After Club for a multi-album deal, which the parties signed in November 2017. Fast forward to 2023, and Charlie Black is free from all deals, speaking his truth and offering no excuses, which is the title of his just released album. He said, so many times we as humans tend to have a lot of excuses why things not going our way. I signed an idiot deal. It was not about me getting money. It was all about me getting the opportunity to work with a major label. So they bought out the contract from the guy in Belgium and then sleep on it. And after 4 to 5 years, they can't get a hit out of Charlie Black. They had a great album with me and didn't know what to do with it. He pointed out that Universal heard about him because the music was so big in Colombia. The singer and songwriter felt like he was being shelved, and he instructed his manager, Julian Jones Griffiths, to tell the record company to do its work because he had delivered the music. Charlie Black said, and I tell him, don't sugarcoat my feelings in the messages. No Excuses was released on February 24th. Reggae pop singer Jojo Mack is elated about the feedback she's getting of her currently pre-released track, Even If It Rain. She said the track is taken from a body of work that she intends to release this year. Known for songs like the remake of Dread Out Day and Stormy Night, the singer said this upcoming body of work will be all original tracks. The song, Even If It Rain, is described as a swing and sway by some, very inspirational with major crossover abilities. The singer, who once toured with Black Uhuru, says there are big things in the works and people should keep their eyes and ears open. The singer/author has penned 2 novels, Secrets, Mixed Up Moods and Deadly Attitudes, and Part 2, Secrets, Unmasked, says she's currently working on her 3rd book. Down Sound Entertainment, owners and organizers of Reggae Sumfest, are taking a strategic approach in announcing this year's lineup as the company prepares for another massive execution of the annual show in July. At present, the team has already revealed 4 names: Chronic Law, Valiant, Kabaka Pyramid, and Freddie McGregor. Another 6 names of persons, including Chino and Stephen McGregor, are expected to join their father, Freddie, on stage. Joe Bogdanovich, CEO of Down Sound Entertainment, is aware that several acts have publicly shared their desire to be added to the lineup for the 30th annual Reggae Sumfest staging, but he told reporters that it may not be possible. He said the lineup is full. Right now we are just about finalizing with whom we have down to perform and taking our time to announce the performances we have in store. Bogdanovich explained that they have started out big with the names of the artists hailing the likes of Kabaka Pyramid and Valiant for their performance within the past year. For its milestone celebration, the organizers are again promising to close the curtains on the show at an earlier time.
I am Pistol, and that, my friends, was The Buzz. That was The Buzz, your music news update for the latest on your favorite artists and more. Sponsored by JojoMacMusic.com.
Now here's a song from our sponsor, Jojo Mac.
Sometimes some things are better left unknown.
unspoken. I've been through things I can't talk about. Seen some things I couldn't ask about. Hurts when I have to shut my mouth, even when I wanna shout. No, I'm never gonna hurt again. I found a way to make it better. I find that every time I pray, something takes away my displeasure. I won't let life get to my brain, even if it rains. Nothing can break me, nothing can break me, nothing can break me. Nothing can break me, nothing can break me, nothing can break me. No, I'm never gonna hurt again. I found a way to make it better. I find that every time I pray, something takes away my displeasure. I won't let life get to my brain, even if it rains. No, I'm never gonna hurt again. I found a way to make it better.
Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown giving full endorsement to Stuck in Emotion, right now, blend radio. The station with integrity, the station with a difference. Remember me tell you, Lloyd Brown says so. Full endorsement. Stuck in Emotion, right now, blend radio. We now stop till we drop. Saying, bless.
In this space and this time, we have no choice but to survive, my people. I know you're hurting, but move on with your life. Cause on this journey, just the strong will survive. Woman, in your eyes, I can see you are bruised. Dirty hands all around you were robbed of your youth. Many nights you still cry, tell me, ain't that the truth? Turn that grief into strength, make that door, pay that rent, you won't repent. I know you're hurting, but move on with your life. Cause on this journey, just the strong will survive. Why am hunting for the paper? If one door close, you better rally back later. Rise above the pressure, yeah. Babylon, I want get up people do better. So get your act together. Persevere, my brother. Blaze the fire, brother. Yeah, you got to fight. You stormy nights, you got to fight. I know you're hurting, but move on with your life.
One thing I can tell you about the real storm, right, is ever since she picked up the flag, she never dropped the flag yet. The true storm. You're muted, you know.
Okay. All right. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Remind me, because I don't think there's a time you drop the flag yet, unless I missed something.
You take it up, we're gonna drop it, you know?
Aye. Well, it's an absolute pleasure to have you on our show today, and it's a long time coming. Me and Storm go way back to donkey days.
way back to nostalgia days, you know?
Oh, Jesus. What a laughter. Sharon, listen, I think it's over 10 years since I had a conversation with Storm on my show, right? And at the time, she had a brand new album, right? Mm-hmm. Don't even ask me how me and her got together, right? But she came on the show, and the title of her album was Nostalgia, right? Now, you heard how I said it, right? Nostalgia. But for whatever reason, on that day, I could not say the word nostalgia. I was like, nostalgia, no general.
Nostalgia.
I think I tried 1,001 different ways to say that word, and the words just wouldn't come out. You know when you get a block?
Yeah.
And then I had to say to Storm, why in God's name did you name your album Nostalgia?
Nostalgia. Yes.
That brought back some real, laughter, man. But yeah. Sharon Mango.
But you look good. You look good, though, General. Long time no me see you.
I'm a grey back now.
Yeah, man. You look
And a black
fresh
beard back then, you know.
You look fresh and green.
Oh man, grays of wisdom. We call them platinum now. Platinum grays. Grays of wisdom.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. And you look like you're stuck in time.
Oh wow.
It's like
Nice.
don't throw away the aging gene. You know what I mean?
Give thanks. Give
Yeah,
thanks.
man. Sharon.
Amen. Greetings to all in the room. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are so excited to have the real Storm with us. I've spoken to her on the phone. Love her already. Felt like I knew her forever. Welcome, my sister. Welcome, Queen. It is an honor and a pleasure to have you here with us today. It really is. Now I got to see face to face. You know, we talked on the phone for a little bit about who she is and what she does. She's a very special woman, very, very special woman, doing amazing things. So we are so happy to have you here. It's just a blessing. I have to say, God, we up this morning, so we have our works for do. Right? So, yes. Again, welcome to everybody here tuning in to SBRB Radio Podcast. I am Sharon Mango. The real Sharon Mango, because that is really my name, Sharon Mango. Not a gimmick. The real thing. That's a gimmick of some name.
East Indian Mango.
East Indian Julie Mango, all of them means everything
That's
wrapped
right.
in one.
East Indian is the juiciest, so they say.
I don't know, man. I love a Julie Mango, though, you know. I do.
I wouldn't even know the difference, to be honest.
Oh, you go.
So let's take her back to the days of the program. Go for it, Sharon.
My love, let's go back in time to where you were born, mommy, daddy, brothers and sisters. Start with that so we can know who you are, the essence of the real Storm.
It's like I can see the Minto clan in the building.
Yeah, right?
Oh.
I see a Minto clan there. Yeah, man. Bless up.
Bless up, guy.
Yeah.
That's my.
That's your what? You broke up.
That's my cousin.
Okay.
Oh,
Bless up.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm from Spanish Town. I'm from St. Catherine, the parish of St. Catherine in Jamaica. Spanish Town, De La Vega City, that era, Ensom City. My mom is from a place in Spanish Town in St. Catherine called Caymanas. Caymanas. That's where my mom is from, and my dad is from St. Anne in Jamaica.
You have something in common or what?
Yes, big time. That's where my family is. Lime on St. Anne. Yes. Yes.
So I don't know if you know this little area in St. Anne called Philadelphia.
Yes.
In St. Anne, right. So that's where my dad is from.
Mm-hmm.
So, early days, went to high school in Jamaica, went to Holy Childhood High School in Jamaica. But grew up in the Seventh-day Adventist church. My mom was a Seventh-day Adventist. When I was probably about in my early teens, we moved to Portmore. Still in Catherine, but across the waters over Portmore. And my mom was very she was very big in the church, and as a kid growing up in Jamaica, say your mother go church, you have to go church.
You have to go church too.
Right.
No question.
Huh?
No question about it.
No question about it. So, grew up in the church and was a part of the choir growing up. But usually my mom and my dad broke up when I was maybe about 5 years old or so. So he moved to St. Catherine, find work, musician, I'm a musician, baby born. You have to try to do something because a lot of times music can't pay the bills. Right. So he was working in I think he was working in a steel factory or something that time, but he always had a band, and they were trying their thing. So when him and my mom broke up, he went back to St. Ann, started playing mostly on the hotel circuit down there in St. Ann. Back he had a band when I was a baby. He had a band called Red Dirt back in the day. That saw the likes of many musicians that became great later on. Like Sly and Robbie and the drummer Sprinkles. Anybody who in the music business knows Sprinkles. Benji Myers, them, Dean Fraser, them. A lot of them passed through. A lot of them, my dad were. Dennis Walks. A lot of them, my dad were. Musically affiliated, and so my dad was living back in St. Ann, and I would go on holidays. This time I had started going to Holy Childhood, and like on the holidays I would go down to St. Ann to spend a couple of weeks with him. And I started getting around reggae music and stuff like that. And I loved it, but my mom, she was very adamant about academics. Keep your head in your book, and what I mean. So I know that music, and my dad also was very, very he was a deterrent in me getting involved in music, because he always told me that it wasn't easy for the females in music. You know what I mean? He probably didn't want that kind of life for me. So, occasionally when he was singing, and because he was also a local executive with the Jamaica Federation of Musicians. So he sang Desi Young in the St. Ann area, like St. Ann, St. Mary, that side. They used to cover the artists, because a lot of the artists back in that day, they used to work on the hotel circuit by day, waiters and stuff like that, and by night they would, perform and work with different bands and stuff like that. And so I got to know a lot of them from earlier on. Like Jack Radix, he was also a good friend of my dad. Barris was also a good friend of my dad, and stuff like that. But anyway, moving along, my mom migrated to the United States, and that time pop went out, you can't go down with your father, you can't go studio and hide and go studio and them things, because I had a cousin that was he was a musician back then too. So he used to carry me go studio, hide and carry me go studio, until one day my father come for me down at the studio.
Oh,
come down at the studio, come see me around mic, but my voice.
Mm.
When I came off of the mic, Frankie Paul was outside. That was a studio called Music Avenue, I think it was, down in Ocherius.
Right.
If it was Music Avenue, it was Roof, but I think it was Music Avenue.
How old were you then?
I was like probably maybe about 17,
Okay.
18 age. I was pretty young that time. And
Would this be the late 70s, 80s?
General, don't take a joke too far. Me young. Why you do that? That's not nice.
I zip my lip.
Listen, you hear what I said? I said, how old was she then? Man, and I asked her what year, man, I know. Leave it alone.
Oh man, this was in like the early 90s.
Right. I was going to tell you ignore that question, but you said it. But go on, proceed.
Mid 90s, and got to love the music. But then my mom migrated, and then I got a scholarship to come to college here come to university here in Baltimore. And, came and going to school and stuff like that. And it so happened that one day something was wrong with my car, and I took it to, somebody told me about a Jamaican mechanic that wasn't too far from me. So I took my car there, and there was a virgin there playing music, playing music on him car, and him a DJ and whatever. So me now jump on the rhythm to understand DJ. So him say, but you sound good, man. You want me to carry go on studio? Took me to a studio over here, and then I started, doing a few little shows and stuff like that here. But that time I was doing a different kind of music, because, a lot of times, as females, you get involved in the business and you think that because of how the business is structured, you think that in order for you to get that quick hype and that quick buzz, you have to do certain kind of lyrics. You know what I mean? Female, it's expected that you have to be sexy and you have to portray you have to show some skin and you have to do these kind of lyrics that are sexual and stuff like that. So that's where I started out. But you're doing something, but it wasn't really you. And I remember I had a song. I wrote a song called Daddy, Where Were You? Not meaning that my dad wasn't totally there, but just growing up as the child of a musician and how music, musician life go. You have two girl over there and girl over here, son. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Typical life of a musician. And just how I felt about that, not having my dad around for certain things, for certain aspects of my life and stuff like that. So I remember I was doing a show, an idol of mine was doing a show. This is before I sites Rastafari. I asked my mom, this was in 2011. General knows all this because we have spoken, because we're friends outside of this whole entertainment thing, the general personal hygienist. So I lost my mom, and that brought me to a different level of growth. I was doing a show, and Arjun of mine was keeping a session, and who was on the show? Yami Bolo, Junior Cat, Junior Demos, some of the veterans, Johnny Osborne, General Pecos, some of the veterans them in the business. And he put on the show, and I remember when I came out, I started off with the song that I have called Daddy, Where Were You? And all of the man them come out. All of the veterans.
And this was before Signature, right?
And this was before Signature, yeah.
Okay.
So all of the man them come out now, and I say, who that girl there? So then right after that now, I went into one of my lewd lyrics. Needless to say, everybody went back inside, the veteran them. I mean, the crowd was there enjoying themselves or whatever. So I remember when I came off a stage, General Pecos pulled me aside and said to me, say, so your voice too bad for them kind of song, yeah? Your voice too bad for them kind of song. You don't need to do them kind of lyrics, yeah, because you have a very commanding voice. So he started to show me certain teachings of Rastafari and stuff like that, and which was, I think, exactly what I had needed at that time. Because sometimes Jazz sometimes is not always there when you're calling, but he's always on time.
Right.
Because I was falling into such a depression. I remember I was talking to you earlier on, General, and we were talking about this whole mental health thing that you're gonna be introducing and stuff like that. And I was falling in such a depression that he came at the right time. And the whole meditation, the whole outlook on life, and having my youth them, and I wasn't proud of what was coming out of my mouth. So the meditation changed. So shortly thereafter, the lyrics changed.
And let me just ask, that this is after the death of your mom or before?
Right after, in the same year.
Right. I knew there was a nearness. Yeah. Okay.
In the same year.
Continue. Yeah.
So when that changed, as you mentioned, signature. When that changed, back in that time, they had this before Facebook was popular, but it wasn't that popular. What used to run the place was a thing called BlackBerry Messenger. remember BlackBerry Messenger? That was like the first form before WhatsApp and all of that stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my God.
BlackBerry Messenger. So I remember I was on BlackBerry Messenger, and sometimes like people will add you to stuff and stuff like that. So sometimes I would get some messages from people that I don't even know. As long as they have your BlackBerry Messenger pin or whatever they can. So anyway, right. I'm not sure how it happened, but I just noticed that signature was on my BlackBerry Messenger. Signature, big up yourself every time. Down there in Jamaica, Signature Records. So he had just lost his mother too. So I noticed that he was just saying some things and stuff like that about mothers and whatever. So I reached out to him, and we were talking, and I said that, I can empathize with how you're feeling, because I recently lost my mom too as well. And then we connection based upon that. And then I realized that he was the CEO for Signature Records, and I said to him, I'm an artist. And he said, really? So I said, yeah. So he said, send me one of your songs. And I sent him one of my songs, and he was impressed. And right after, he sent me a rhythm, which was the first official recording that I did, was like for sale and stuff like that, people can. It was on a rhythm called the Broken Pieces rhythm. It was on a rhythm called the Broken Pieces rhythm. It was so long ago, but this was like about in 2000, in 2000 or probably early 2012. And then when he got that song, he sent me another rhythm on something else that he was working on. And then he got that song, and he said to me, I would love to do an album with you. And then that's how my first album, Nostalgia.
Boy.
Right.
Oh, Jesus. What a day that was.
So that's how that album came about. And and I've been doing it since. As that general say, I don't drop it from that time. I try to stay firm to what I believe in, and to what I feel is necessary. Because I think it's necessary for, especially with so many different things going on. The woman them especially need some motivation. The youth also as well need some motivation. So I try to do that with the forum that's been afforded to me. I try to stay true to that.
So what after leaving school, you became a nurse, right? Registered nurse.
Yeah, that's after I came here.
After you came here.
That's what I came here to do.
Did you always know that's what you wanted to be?
No, to be honest with you, no.
What was the process?
Because originally I came up here to do computer science.
Okay.
I saw a lot of people graduating and with that degree and end up doing other things. I went where the demand was and stuff like that.
So you say you won a scholarship from Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
Ended up in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Then became a nurse. During that time, your mother passed away at some point.
Right.
What were you going through mentally, and how were you able to cope and push forward to where your first album comes in?
It was extremely difficult, because if anybody in this area that knows me, they know that me and my mother was very, very close. We were extremely close. We look exactly alike. A lot of people,
you could have passed for twins.
a lot of people, say our demeanor, how we talk and stuff like that, we're very similar. And it was very hard. It was very hard. And that's why I said everything just started to align. Everything just started to align in terms of what I really wanted to do with music. You know what I mean? So that time before I was just trying to entertain. But then after that I realized that I had a journey. I had a message. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Now, some people may have a difficult start in the industry. Yours seem to just fit into place, especially where you met up with Signature, because you share this common theme. Both of you lost your mother, in close proximity of each other, right? So, what were some of the pitfalls, or what was the uphill struggle for you in the industry as a female? Did you go for anything like that?
Yeah, I went through the thing about it is that I try my best to be crazy sometimes, especially for a female. When you're doing music, a lot of times people will try to do things. I don't really want to go into too much detail or call on names or go into stuff like that. People will try to manipulate you and try to do whatever.
Yeah.
So and a lot of times when you have to express, you have to make yourself, especially when you're representing yourself, when you don't have a team around you that's speaking on your behalf and stuff like that. You have to represent yourself as militantly as you possibly can.
Right. So you were you were doing it by
right,
yourself.
without question. Yeah.
So
I understand.
Yeah. So I think I learned how to be militant, because at first, and I think I'm that way naturally. I don't even think it was something but before, you don't want to offend and you don't want to do this because, you want to be on this show or you want to do this. So you don't want to say whatever. But then when I realized that the people were demanding me, the people were, asking, okay, is Tom going to be on this show or is Tom going to be on that show or whatever, then I had to. So a lot of times, some people will say that, boy, Storm kind of miserable, but it's not. It's not. I mean,
No, but see, that's the sin of it. Before you even go any further, because she decided. I always say you decided not to sell your soul to the devil, and that's how I put it. Because it literally is. Being in the industry, right? I have seen for myself personally what Storm is saying. When they come for you in all kind of ways, manipulate you, make you feel like, listen, if you come with me and you do this, we can't get you in quicker, all them kind of foolishness. Right. But what I see that she has done, right, Storm? Right. So much manipulation. It is not easy, and she was representing herself. I've been there, I've done that, and it's not pretty at times. But when you stand your ground, when you stand your ground, God is with you. I wasn't willing to sell my soul. I was not willing to sell my soul, and neither was she. So I fully comprehend and understand, and I wanted to say that so people can understand, like what she's saying. If you not understand, this is exactly what it is like. In the industry for females, they take advantage, feeling say, well, I can move you up the ladder here, but you can't do this for me. No, I won't. Right. When it's your time, it's your time. Unfortunately for Storm, right, she was already in demand, so you had that to your advantage.
Yeah.
You know saying she had it right. Go ahead, Storm. I just had to say that.
No compromise.
I remember even one time I went out of town for a show, I went out of town for a show, and I have very good instincts about people. Right? When I come around people and I'm around people, I pick up on people vibe very easily. So when they picked me up from the airport, just the whole vibe of the promoter, it just was kind of off to me. You know, how he was just complimenting me, and he was just going on and on, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And, you know, I said to myself, you know what? Let me off at the supermarket. There's a supermarket close by. Let me go over there. I need to pick up a few toiletries. So when he dropped me at the supermarket, he said, you want me to come with you? I said, no, I'm good. So I went in there and I buy a knife. I put it in my bag. And I remember the night after the show, you know, normally when you go to a hotel, you get 2 of the cards, the little card, the key for the cards. So that I only had 1 card in my envelope. So I don't say nothing. You see, the hours of the night when me hear the door angle start rattle. Take out the knife, you see.
Good for you. Yes.
Well,
I don't want to tell you what I said, but man, these are the things that you go through, especially when you don't have a team. You know, especially when it's hard for a woman. You know.
Yes. Yes. True.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
So going through those experiences, especially learning the musical business. I mean, I've spoken to so many legends and icons in the industry on my show, and one of the common themes were they were all robbed, you know, of royalties, publishing. I know some that are in tears to this day. They only have to hear their music playing, they're in tears. What was the straw that broke the camel's back in terms of learning the industry for you? You know, what was that process like for you to learn the industry, learn the business?
Some of the things that happened that I'm not ready to talk about as yet.
Okay.
But I can say this. I was about to go into a contract, and some of the terminologies and the way how they constructed the contract, it wasn't sitting well with me. And but they were reassuring me that, okay, yeah, this is a standard contract. This is what this is what most of the new artists, is what they do, and whatever. So I remember I had just done a song for Scientists. I don't know if you remember Scientists from out of King Tubby's.
Yeah.
He actually gave me that project.
Yes. So it's out on vinyl. You know, it's on vinyl as well.
Yeah.
So I said, you know, since Scientist is a man that know about this, he's well versed in this kind of thing. I said, let me send the contract to him and let him look at it and tell me what. So he said to me, he called me back in about 5 minutes. And he said to me, Storm, don't you dare sign this. Don't you dare sign this. Because they want to own everything, even the rights to your name. You understand? So don't sign this. So then I said to myself, you know what? I have to try to learn this business, the business part of this business. That was what propelled me to do that, because I was ready to sign, because you know how they reassure, you know, their mouth sweet already.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
And this was one of the reasons why the scientists and myself and a few others got together to educate many people, especially artists in the industry, about the music business. You know, we still have many icons who are still fighting Greensleeves and VP and you name it till this day. And one of the words that, you know, many artists need to look out for, even myself, when I, Jetstar wanted me to sign my first contract with them, right, as a producer, as an artist as well, right? One of the words they put in there was in perpetuity. And that means, and also in the contract means they will own your rights to your music forever and ever and ever. You know?
Right.
And I still got the contract in there. One day I'll, you know, post it just so that people can see to what to look out for in a contract. And many people fall victim of which I know this man fell victim to it as well. Oh Jesus, his name escapes me, but you know he used to sing for Joe Gibbs. Till this day, he voiced over like 200 to 300 songs which have not been released because they own his music. He cannot get ownership of his own music, you know?
Crazy.
And many artists are falling victim to this, you know?
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So how did you address that and how did you move forward with your own career? Did you take a course or did you educate yourself on?
Yeah, through literature and stuff like that, you know, and talking to people who are, you know, already cemented in the industry and
Mm,
stuff like I also have to big up Gidimani, that's perfect too.
mm.
He showed me some things too and spoke with me about, you know, certain aspect of the business at music and stuff like that.
He
Yeah.
sounds like a real one.
Oh, perfect?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man, perfect. A good youth, man.
How did
Trust
you
me.
get in contact with him in the first place, and what was that like? Because that man is, from I heard his first song, Mary Maka, man, I was hooked on his music from that time.
You know, that story is such a funny story. If the artists were out there would hear the story, I'm vexed. I saw it got interview me I done. People never tell the people. So, I think you know Sir Rockwell.
Yeah, man.
Okay. So Rockwell down there in Florida. So Rockwell, it was right after Donald Trump, shortly after Donald Trump won the election.
Mm.
Gideon released a song. I don't know if you know I don't know if you know a perfect song about that. So
no, I don't recollect.
So well, let me rewind for a little bit. I have a artist brethren. I'm not gonna call him name.
Yeah.
But my artist brethren where him and Perfect are close.
Mm.
So when I got to know, of course, me know some of the early songs that were Perfect do and stuff like that. But when I got reacquainted with his music, I said, wow, the brother here bad. So I noticed that my virgin was voicing for him because he Perfect had started his label called Gidimani Records.
Mm.
And my Adrian was voicing for him. So I said, wow, you can't give me a link on him, but I love for voice for him.
Mm.
So he said, yeah, man, I will share your music with him and I'll tell him about you and stuff like that. So I said, okay, all right, we're good. So, when Rockwell was doing the show and he was talking about the whole Donald Trump thing and whatever, I sent him because I saw Perfect, because I started following Perfect and I saw him post the song. So I sent it to Rockwell. So he called me same time and I said, you don't have a link on him. You can't get a link on him. I said, of course. Because me feel me in now, you know. Because you know about my music now, you know. And I asked my Adrian where you say the music and you say you're the baddest thing. You're the baddest thing. So I messaged Perfect now and I said, you know, what's up is me, the real star. So Perfect said, ooh.
Shame.
Say, so me say, such and such not tell you about. Him say no. So me say anyway. So we go to the interview, me get to the point where, you know, Rockwell want him for an interview or whatever, if he's available to do it. And he say, yeah. And Rockwell interview him the same morning. So you know, during the interview, Rockwell said, you know, me have to big up Storm because I Storm made the interview possible. So Rockwell played one of my songs. And that was the first time he was hearing me.
Right.
So the interview was over now. He linked me after the interview was over, and he say, you sound good. He say, send me some more of your music. I'm send him. And then him send me a rhythm. And him say, would I love if you could have voice band a rhythm. And that was it after that. We just, maintained a friendship after that, and, and stuff like that. So that's how I became, how I got to know. Let me share.
Talent recognize talent, right?
Talent recognize talent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I see on your bio that you worked with President Brown and you met Frisky, because I know about Frisky. I think he was up in New York at the time, right?
No, actually, I met President Brown in Jamaica.
Oh.
Because as I told you, when I used to go and visit my father on holidays and stuff like that, or on the weekend or whatever. He was an artist also, and he was a part of President Brown whole team, and and stuff like that. He used to tour with President Brown and stuff like that. So the studio that I think it was Music Avenue, was
because I know Frisky had an affiliation with Roof, didn't he?
Yeah, right, with Roof, and Frisky and President Brown are also very good friends.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So that's how I met President Brown, by my cousin taking me up there to the studio.
Okay.
And and they were there, and Frisky was there. That's how I got big up Frisky. I spoke to him the other day too. He's down there in Texas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's how I got to know them.
Sharon, don't let me hug the mic,
No, it's okay. I'm just listening to when my time for coming. So, stop. You say your friend said I'm going to allow him a little bit, then we're going to cut him off. So anyway, so your album now, your first album, how did that do for you?
It did good. It won me a couple of awards. It was I think it was #1 on Styles FM in Jamaica for a couple of weeks. It won me nominations in an award thing that they have over in the UK. It won me what was it? Best reggae female recording for 2013. And best female performer for 2013 down in Washington, D.C. So it did pretty good. A lot of people knew me through, especially the song called Real Jamaican Rock, which was like the bubble on the album. That was like the song that everybody loved, like really loved.
Yes.
And
you know you gotta play that, right, 10 Star?
Oh yeah.
You have to drop it. And you wrote all the lyrics. You wrote everything for this album, aside from who was producing, but those are all your lyrics.
Yeah, all my lyrics, with the exception of one song I did over Telephone Love by J.C. Lodge.
Right,
so
right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I put a few lyrics in it, but that's really her song. So with the exception of that, yeah, all my lyrics I write my lyrics.
So tell me about, I want to step back a minute, like when, I'm sorry, I forgot the name, who it was, that led you to Rastafarianism, like the getting into the spirituality of it. You were going through a lot of things, as you stated, you were going through depression, and whoever this was came right on time, and you got into Rastafarian religion. Tell me about how that actually went down. Like you had to go to the churches or the teachings. How did that come about?
No, just the teachings, literature, through conversations with certain different elders, through like Bingy, and Adrian and mine used to keep Bingy down here. An Adrian called Rasway, and he used to have Bingy on Friday nights at his house. Just through, because everybody have their own trad, I think, in Rastafari. You know what I mean?
Right.
You have to find you have your own self. Everybody's trad is individual. I don't think it's like one set trad and you have to stick by this and you have to. Everybody's trad is individual because everybody's relationship with the Most High is individual. You know what I
Right.
mean? So you know, teachings. You know, you listen and you know, you learn through that and stuff like that, and you learn through watching the livity of others who are in the Rastafari community and stuff like that. So, you know, yeah, it was just all that.
And that's helped you, that more grounded you, and had you had like more foresight as to who you are, what you're trying to do, right?
Definitely.
That's basically
Most
how this
definitely.
like molded you to who you are today. Because as he stated before, you know, you had to be militant and you had to be this, but the one thing I could say about you in this industry, you're well respected. You're very well respected because they just no, she's not the one. You don't play with her, and that's what you want. You know what I mean? Respect what this woman's doing. Respect what she's saying because it moves mountains. It propels other women. I seen a good for you other women in the industry. Some dancehall who changed their life to be like nah, because they thought they had to do certain things to be known. You kind of came to that conclusion long before it even elevated to that, you know what I mean? And that's the blessing for you. So you are the change, a continuous change for others because you still continue to follow the righteous path and be able to deliver that message, right? So
and even when I wasn't following the righteous path initially, when I started out doing music on a different level, it just didn't feel right. It just didn't feel like me, you know, because I had some lyrics and then I would go up on stage and then because of the lyrics that you're singing, some man feel like them can jump on the stage and try to start wind up on you, and that wasn't my thing.
Right.
You know, so it just never felt like me. So I was like, when I came to and coming to the realization and getting to know the Most High, when I came, it was comforting because I don't think I felt alone so much as when my mother passed away. It was like, oh my God, because that was like my person. You know, it was like my rock, my strength. That was the woman that taught me everything. You know what I mean? Taught me everything. And you know, and it wasn't like even, it wasn't a situation where it was sickness or she was sick, where you can prepare yourself. It was something that just happened sudden. It was
okay.
And that's why it really, you know, it really, really, let me tell you something, man. A lot of people don't even know. It really, really did me in. You know, it really did me in. And you know, sometimes you have to be strong, especially when you have kids and stuff like that. And you know, you probably try to put out, as when we're talking about mental health, general, you try to put this facade in front of everybody like I'm okay and everything is okay, and deep down inside you're really not okay. You know, I have to big you up for that forum that you're going to divulge in, where people that outlet to talk about certain situations, because you know.
Yeah. We're actually on our third series, I think, dealing with mental health. I think this is going to be our fourth series dealing with mental health. You know, just talking about that, I take my memory back to when I first met you, and you struck me as a well-grounded person who had it all together, which you did, you know. But, you know, if you told me to identify whether you were struggling or not, I wouldn't have seen that. But however, I do know that I remember you speaking about your mother quite a bit. And then when you sent me the photograph, I saw the striking resemblance. And I knew that you and your mother had this connection. You know what I mean? But you come leaps and bounds, man. You know, just seeing, you know, your talent when you first started to where you are today. I think if you can remember, I always told you, this is your place. You are going to make it. You're going to be huge, you know. And I still don't think you've even hit the tip of the iceberg yet of your greatness.
She hasn't. She hasn't yet. I honestly believe that.
I feel like you're deliberately rationing us. You're giving us a ration stamps.
No. Yeah, I honestly believe that too, that girl, you haven't even hit the mark yet, child.
Yeah.
Respect is what you have, but what you got coming, cool, child, we can't wait. It's very exciting to see.
I tell you what,
it really is.
Let me just play this. This goes back to
Play it.
I think 2012 when I first met.
2012 or 20. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
I think I met her when she had Real Jamaican Rock. I think she had Lioness also on the Broken Rhythm or the Broken Pieces. That's when I met you.
Lioness wasn't on the Broken. It was on the Broken Pieces. It was a song called "Magan."
Okay, that one there. All right, and then ever since, anyway, I said, "Do me a dub plate. I want a dub plate, you know." And she goes, "No problem. You are the general." I said, "I am the what?" And she said, "The general." I said, "Okay." And this is what she did.
Stop yet sound. I'm gonna stop and say, I want some cloud. Them don't know say you're the general for the town. Tell them, go around. On the rich man they compound. I play with my sound now. Sure. This are the real stop yet sound rock. Oh gosh, and they be a vibe. In the dance or DJ now. Pull it up again. Pull it up again. Pull it up again.
You know I'm gonna brag with my Storm dub plate.
Yeah, he gonna show off now. Look.
Oh gosh, and they be a vibe. In the dance or DJ now got. Woman stand say you great them on that sound. They a beat dust full of one bag of shot. General culture, you bad, that's a fact. Blaze the fire, cause you hotter than hot. This are the real 10-star general rock.
I'm telling you, I pride myself with that dub plate. If I lose all my dub plates, we can't lose no Storm dub plate. Don't worry.
Yeah, he's showing off now. It's okay.
Don't worry.
It's all right.
Yours is coming.
It's all right. Me go and talk to her instead. And ask her for mine. Sit there.
But you come a long way. You still do music, and you stuck with Gidimani, and you've done some new songs, which you alerted me to today, as a matter of fact. I just want to play a few bars of a song you did called Lighter Teeth. Tell me about that particular track.
Okay. So that rhythm is Gidimani Records. When Perfect sent me the rhythm, because you know it's the Kochi. Them lick over the Kochi.
Yes.
Them lick over the Kochi. So I said, all right, the Kochi rhythm. And you know, sometimes you have smoke some incense and you really meditate for the thing deep. Say, but I wanted to do because everybody do weed song and them kind of stuff. But I wanted to do something different. I wanted to do something that was relatable. Night before, I had gone to a session. So I went to a session. A virgin of mine was flying out, and they had a little not a session, just a little gathering and a little vibes, whole a little vibes. And so when I came home, I couldn't find my lighter. So I was so mad about it, and that was the vibes that I was under. So when I said, you know what, I'm gonna write something about the lighter teeth then. So I wrote exactly how I was feeling at that moment.
Oh, now I get it. Lighter teeth.
No, I got it from she said it, and that's why I keep laughing, because I said that's just so common, man.
I'm just putting
before you pass the lighter, you take everything and you're gone. Yeah,
Lighter
that's
tea.
the thing.
Okay.
Lighter tea.
Now it makes sense. Cheese on bread. All right, I tell you what. Let's just play some of it.
Oh man.
I have something to say. Today there's no delay. My brethren, my sister, with the fire I love play. They'll never get away. Chibunday. Listen to that pistol, yeah. Miss it down on the corner. Take out a Rizzola. Feel all that marijuana. Search and me search, but me can't find my lighter.
Yeah, I did hear this one. I liked it.
My virgin, my sister, with the fire I love playing, they'll never get away. Chibunday, listen to that pistol, yeah. Miss it down on the corner, take out a Rizzola. Feel all that marijuana. Search and me search, but me can't find my lighter. As simple as you see me, yeah. Me send a make me come to one and you not bring it back. All you feel say, I'm not mine and not for your that. Lord, you're playing with your life, Mr. Smoker Man. How will them get you from? My friend, feel me light have a mark on it. Let's get your liquor, cut you with a heart on it.
And I tell you, everybody has a little marking on their lighter so they can identify. Yo, am I lighter this, you know?
Yeah. Right.
Well, Vex.
Yeah. Yeah.
You always pull it off. I mean, that's why I like you, man. You know, it's like, I always say, you know, for some reason, when I listen to a lot of lyrical content, and this is just me personally, I feel like the art of real dynamic songwriting has died a death. And then, you know, I come across artists like yourself and a few of, and I say, thank God that the storm is still in the industry. You know what I mean? Those are the songs that we need that has a little bit of, you know, what's the word, Sharon? A little bit of laughter, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. You know what I mean? There's a bit of everything in it. You know?
Yeah.
You know, there's words that I could use, but I've got a brain block today. But yeah, you know.
A little bit of whimsy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I love that about you because you're always. I call you a wordsmith.
Give thanks.
There you go. Original wordsmith.
Wordsmith. Yeah, that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
For sure. I think that best describes her because she's just herself. When she's coming with it, she's coming for everybody. She's talking about the real things. It's not making a make up business are the real thing.
Now here's a real question. Now, when you write lyrics, have you had a few puffs? Because I heard it enhances the brain span.
A few. That's an understatement.
This is me for the comment like she never hear what she said before. Yes, when you're under the look at eye sheds, you just drop two words. Clarity.
Okay, cool.
Everything woken up.
Right.
Not for every song, but I would say probably for most of them.
Right. So what do you? Sorry, go ahead.
No, I said because it propels you to think on a different level.
Okay.
Because even when I'm writing, I was having a conversation with a virgin over there in I think it's San Diego in California.
Mm.
Even how you write love songs, Tom, you write them so different. You know, write about, oh, you make me feel like, you know, butterflies, and you know, you construct them different because he was talking about a song that I have called Alto.
Okay.
You know, but the way how the song is structured, because
right.
That's why I tell a lot of my Adrian them, because you know, a lot of my other artists Adrian them say you can write a song that is suggestive, you know, but you have to remember, say you have all different type of people listening to the song, so you have to structure it in a way that if it's a kid listening to the song, they don't over what you mean until because a lot of songs when I was younger growing up. I never know what they mean until I get big.
Yeah. Yes.
But no, everything
Yes.
is just out there, and so you know what I mean.
Latent now, innit? Yeah.
So in the song where I said, gonna love you, gonna make you mine. You give me the ital dub, plug every bass in at the data line. You know what I mean?
Well,
That's some, yeah, that is deep.
Oh,
if
Jesus.
it
I
reach the brain,
let's just hear a few bars. Let's hear a few bars.
Yes. Do that.
Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown, and you're in tune to SPRB Radio, the station with integrity. Remember me tell you, Lloyd Brown giving full endorsement to the team. See? So SPRB Radio, I beg you, kick it to it. Let's go.
Gonna love you, gonna make you mine. You give me the item, no plug every bass in on the data line. Take my watch, I'll give you all my time. This kind of meditation's hard to find. I'm gonna love you, gonna make you mine. The consecrate me nature when you saturate my endocrine. So only you can cross my borderline. Your love is so celestial, so divine. I was trying to fight this feeling, but your loving is killing me softly. The fire right in there, you show me you're a soldier in your army. You're smoother than the creamer when me pouring on my coffee. Anything you need me now to search because you have it. Long conversations in the night, yo. Talking about things that we got into. You overstand all that I've been through. There's no pretending when I'm with you. Gonna love you, gonna make you mine. Don't give me the item, don't plug every bass in on the data line.
The Live Conversation Show.
Wow, wow, wow. What is there not to love about the real storm? I'm telling you, this is what I'm talking about. You know, how can you not get excited when you hear a lyrical delivery, songwriting, you name it?
Give thanks. Give thanks. Give thanks.
And don't even get me going.
Let me, yes, you're going to get him going. We have to quiet him down right now. Anyway. So, before I forget, because I know I'm going to forget, because it's just so much to unpack, but how did you get the name Storm? Who named you Storm?
As I think I said it before, but when I was, no, I didn't say it before. When I was back in Jamaica, I said to you that when I came out of the studio, Frankie Paul was outside.
Right.
And Frankie Paul was listening to me, and Frankie Paul said, "No, it's not a girl that blew like a storm." You know what I mean?
Frankie is responsible.
Frankie Paul started it. Okay, I knew somebody did. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they started calling me Storm, and then when I saw it's Rastafari, I added on the real. So this is the real me. This is the real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very important. I had to ask that question because there's always a story, and it's funny she started the story and didn't get back. You know what I'm saying? We went on to other things, and it still stemmed from you used to hide in the studio and do your little thing. And Frankie Paul was outside. That's the last thing you said. Look, and it was him.
Right, right.
Mm-hmm,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
wow.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So now,
let's move forward. Now, where do you see the reggae music industry right now? Where do you see yourself in terms of moving forward? What can we expect from the real storm? Because the industry is in need of a little patch up, you know what I mean? A good patch up job in terms of real artists, real delivery, real songwriting, going back to the foundations of our industry, do you know what I mean? I feel like a lot is lost. I don't want to put words into your own mouth, but where do you personally see things? And where do you see yourself in terms of bringing forward that renewal that we're all looking for?
Well, the thing about it is, um, a lot of people, a lot of us, we have these grandiose ideas about, what we're gonna do and all this stuff. But in order to make things happen, we have to have some form of unity. It's not just an artist, it's a radio DJ, sound system operator, taximan, busman, anywhere that's playing music. This is the type of music that we have to, as a union, come together and try to get on the forefront, because this type of music is not on the forefront. You know what I mean? So, I can keep on doing good music, but if it's not getting to the ears that need to hear the message, then
Yeah.
So,
I mean, this is deeper than just an artist thing, One of the things that I've been fighting against for ages and ages, was payola, because I think payola is a big destruction too. That's just my own personal feelings. If you're just gonna play a song not based upon its merits, then I think, we've already lost the race in terms of credibility. So, for instance, if we're just going to play somebody who's just mediocre, you know what I mean? That's not to say that greatness can't come from that artist. But if you're playing mediocre over someone who, quite simply was destined you know, to move forward in the industry and you're not getting a look in, then something horrifically is wrong. It's the same thing when you look at, for instance, when you look at Americans Got Idol or whatever it is, these shows that you might see, where you see mediocre individuals over someone who can really sing and deliver. It makes you wonder, what is this all about? You know what I mean? So I know it's deeper than the artist, but we who are players in the industry really do need to come together and show some unity, because there is room for everyone. I think at the moment we're behaving like people who, think that there's only room enough for 10 people. You know what I mean? And it becomes a crab in a barrel syndrome.
Right.
That's what I believe, And I think there's room enough for everyone. I think there's room enough for Storm to shine, I keep looking out for Storm's billboard to see if she's going to hit the billboard, And I'll know me a wait. I'll know me a my grey beard. I'll know me a my platinum grays.
Yeah, there's room, but unfortunately, it seems like whenever there's always get a fight. You know what I mean? And that's how it's life is structured.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Good always have to get a fight, and it's so easy for the bad to propel forward. You know what I mean? It come like even when a lot of people think Chronic's not Bossa Jamaica. Chronic's Bossa England.
Yeah.
And then
in Europe. That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I remember when Angola, when Jabux did Angola.
Mm-hmm.
And he was my friend on Facebook from when he was doing Magnum and the whole competition thing, because I was there supporting him throughout the whole Magnum thing. Because I said the artists are bad enough. Because I saw me bad artists, may I have to give them recognition as a fellow creator too as well.
Yeah.
So I remember I said to him, after the competition was over, he didn't win, but I think his mother produced that song Angola. And
his mother
was his manager at the time.
Okay.
And she produced Angola. And I remember I call him on Facebook and I say, yo, you think boss? So I say, which song? So I say Angola. He must say, really? Angola bus over here before Angola bus to Jamaica. Angola was
That's
being,
usually what happens.
yeah, and it's so sad that you own a country that you're from, that you're doing music is benefiting other youths in other areas, but they won't allow it to benefit our own people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and it's so sad to see that as a Jamaican artist, a lot of times when you're a Jamaican artist, but you don't live in Jamaica, you live elsewhere, they kind of look at you as not as a Jamaican artist, as an international artist, but you right. And it's so sad that other people are even willing to, even other people are willing to purchase the music, other players of the music, stations and stuff like that, if they don't have the music. I remember the song that I have called I Am Free that came out the other day. A radio station from down in Indiana, they called me and they said, Storm, that the song the bad. So I said, yeah, it was a forget what the brother name. And him said, Storm, that song the body. And I said, yeah, you get it, you have it already, give the money, send it to you. And him said, no, I buy it for iTunes. You know, I get station to do them thing there in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
No. You know, and it's so sad.
Yeah.
But that's the reality.
And this is why, I mean, there was a lot of noise about, I'm not too sure if it was the Billboard or it was the Grammy, a white band called Mountain, some Big Mountain, you know, I think I'd won the Grammy at the time, and there was a lot of noise about it. And the difference is, you know, certain fan bases are investing in the artist, that they're buying music. Is one reason why, you know, I do not wait for anyone to send me anything. I'm always a buyer of music. My catalog is huge.
I know, because we just had that conversation this morning.
That's right. I said, no, you're not going to send it to me. I'm going to buy it. Just give me the name of the new one then. And that's how I've always been. I go back to the days when I used to spend my lunch money from school, my fish and chips money, on 10-inch.
Me too. Wow.
12-inch.
Wow. Wow.
You
Remember
know,
them days, B? Yeah.
yeah, you know, so we're not supported enough for our industry to really, to be honest, it's no wonder why Afrobeat has really come in and superseded, you know what I mean, in a short space of time, you know. They're doing what we're not doing, and still the message is not getting through, you know what I mean? So, you know, I don't know what the...
I just not to cut you. I just had a conversation with another radio virgin of mine about this the other day, you know. He was saying, you said to me, what do you think is more popular now? Afrobeat or dancehall? Like internationally, Afrobeat or dancehall? So I said Afrobeat. He said, you know, it's so crazy how Afrobeat come and take over from dancehall. I said, it's not crazy. Because I can guarantee you that if say for instance, Afrobeat was something that came out in the 90s when they have 90s dancehall. Afrobeat couldn't supersede 90s dancehall, no day.
It couldn't, no.
That's true.
Never.
Right.
Never.
Right.
So when you're going, me tell a lot of my artists virgin them all the time, and I say you can't try to grow a tree unless you know the root. You have to know the root of the music. You have to study the root of the music. The long time DJ them will come up back in the day, you have to know them. Because I go to studio one night and I said to the youth, say, you know who named Borbantan? And the youth said, no, you don't know Borbantan. I said, oh, you can't say you had a dance hall, you never hear about Borbantan.
Jesus, no, that is despicable.
It is. Dancehall for them is different.
Yeah, so this is what these other places have over us. You know what I mean? They're not trying to change what they already are, what already work. You're trying to change something that, even if you're going to revamp it in a certain kind of way, still keep the structure. Keep the structure. It's like look how long Coca-Cola about. Look how long Pepsi about. You see Pepsi change them taste?
Yeah.
Even if they add a little cherry flavor, or if they add a Diet Coke, let's keep the structure. because that's what works. So you can't try to change up the thing for it sound like a different place thing and expect that it's gonna still maintain the same kind of vibe. No.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know
Very,
what I
very
mean?
true. Dancehall has come a long way. Reggae dancehall has come away. In all that we're saying, there are many great artists out there who are producing the right kind of music. However, it's not getting highlighted. Somehow the selectors and everyone has lost their way. I'm hoping it will find its way to where it needs to be, and because people are still capitalizing off dancehall and reggae music. Truth be told, you know what I mean? It's just for us to find our way back. When you listen to people's review of our music, one of the common denominators of what I hear every single time is people miss that vibration from the 90s.
Yeah. And if you notice, even with an artist as big as Coffee, if you notice what drew people attention to Coffee, what drew the world's attention to Coffee was when Coffee did that free ragamuffin reggae beat, yeah.
Yeah.
Dance. She infused the old flavor with her flavor.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, keep the structure.
Yeah.
Keep
Yeah.
the structure. I remember when I just recorded Thing There for Scientists, Duba Die. Just the intro alone, the amount of phone calls that I got from Italy, different that I've never spoken to people from before. I say, yeah, man, you ragamuffin.
Yeah, yeah.
Ragamuffin vibes.
Yeah, yeah.
When we start off the song, we say, easy squeezy, card a storm, you breezy, squeeze it easy, can't be greedy. Now, them say ragamuffin.
Yeah.
That's what works.
Yeah, for real.
So it's not that you're trying to be, because a lot of the newer age artists, them when they come about them like, yeah, when they're stuck in the 90s and because if you notice my kind of style, I infuse my style with also the old style. You understand? Because it reaches a broader horizon, because a lot of them new age artists, yeah, them thing that pass airport of Jamaica.
She's right. I like that one. That's a good one. I like what you just said. It's true.
You know what I mean?
That is real talk.
If I know you name like a Bob Marley or like Capleton or Butch, people don't know you.
Yeah. Yeah. I still feel, even now we're still trying to crack the surface in terms of waking people up that something needs to change, and we're still not there yet. It's almost like, I feel like it's like an aeroplane without a pilot. And we're saying this plane needs a pilot, otherwise it's gonna crash.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Well, one thing we know for sure is that Storm is super talented, right?
And it's sad to say that, because you mentioned Soldier that won the Grammy, the white band that won the Grammy.
Big, is it Soldier or was it Big Mountain?
No, it was Soldier. It was
The Soldier. Okay. Yeah.
They're from out of California. And it's so sad that when you go to these shows in California nowadays, these are the acts in California. These are the big reggae acts in California. You have people like Black Uhuru, who's opening. Black Uhuru, Grammy Black Uhuru, reggae Black Uhuru, who is opening for these people. You understand? And we have to sit back and take a look and say, what is going on?
That is
why? Because you find out that sometimes too, some of the artists them is to be blamed too, because sometimes they make it too difficult to work with them in terms of, you get a show for go, so you have to carry. When you're there, you don't have no chef, You have to carry chef.
Right.
You have to carry somebody to press out your pants. You have to carry somebody to do this. You have to carry some. Too difficult. When a white man will just jump in at them van and sleep in at them van and do the show. You understand? And put out good music too.
Yeah.
Because they learn from them, they're using the structure.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they are using the structure.
Right.
So you can't get vexed on when somebody come capitalize on something where you would develop, and then you're upset about it because you're straying to something else, and they're still using the original structure and doing better than you.
Mm-hmm.
Look within yourself and say something is not right here.
Yeah.
100% agree.
Well, one thing I've realized for sure is that many of us still don't have a good grasp of the reggae business and how it's supposed to run. That's one thing for sure. And because of that,
And we don't support each other.
yeah.
Notice this band, they have their followers, that they're supporters that support their music, that buy their music, that support them. We don't support each other like nothing at all in a business. We don't support each other with like that, like other races. It's not to say.
It's just that no matter how much you try to highlight, the word unity in music, the message is still not getting across to us for some reason. I do not know what the antidote is, and I've tried for so many years, However, we have to just keep on moving forward diligently and doing what we're doing and hand the baton over to the next generation and give them some sort of hope. You know what I mean? But somehow we have to claw back our power because we've given it away for free. Do not be surprised in 10 years' time if other countries are claiming to be the originators of reggae music. Do not be surprised.
Yeah.
But I was listening. Go ahead, Storm. Go ahead.
No, I'm saying because no, they're saying the mecca of reggae music is no France.
France, I didn't even hear that one.
I didn't even hear that one, but that's laughable. But okay, laughable.
However, I do know France is making some good music.
Well, they learn from the best. That's all I got to say about that. But it's funny. I was listening to an interview in Ghana. They were interviewing the real VI, right? We had him on our show before, and he had sent me the link. So I said, let me listen to this radio station. And it's something that the interviewer said. He said, before VI came on, I was listening to the type of music they were playing. It was all foundation music. It was culture, it was this, it was all which they love and embrace. So during the interview, it's something he said that really resonated with me. I was just like, boy, you didn't really think about that. He said, what he feels that in the industry, when new music come out, they're so quick to send it to London or England. He said, what about us in Ghana? He said, we love the real VI. VI had no idea. We heard your music from so-and-so. He said, why are they not sending the music to Africa? Because this is what we want. We want to hear new music. Why do people feel that these artists, especially reggae artists, when the music comes out, it's going to London, it's gone here, it's going to hit Africa last. Why can't we get it?
Yeah.
Embrace it. You know what I'm saying? And that's our people, and that's our culture. So I said, interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting, but it's definitely a thought to say, hey, maybe they're right. If your song's coming out, send it to the pop DJ out there. They're going to play your music. Trust me, they will play it.
Yeah.
And that's why I have to big up Gidimani too, because he never leaves out Africa.
Yes.
Yeah. Because he had a rhythm that came out that was called and if you notice a lot of his rhythm, quite a few of his rhythms, they have African names like the Kenya Kibera. A rhythm came out called the Shen slang, which I didn't even know about. Because I was asking him, why you call the rhythm Shen slang? And he was saying that Sheng is a slang that they use over in Kenya, like how we would have patois in Jamaica. The young a thing called Sheng. We call it the Sheng slang rhythm, and it's going on good over in Africa.
Right.
Even the Malika sister rhythm that we were talking about this morning, General.
Yes.
Yeah, the Melika Sister Rhythm was a collaborative effort between him and his sister over there in Africa too.
Ah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just play a piece of that just before we end the show today.
Yeah, for sure.
That particular track. All right, and this is the real storm.
Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown, and you're in tune to SPRB Radio, the station with integrity. Remember me tell you, Light Brown giving full endorsement to the team. See? So SPRB Radio, I beg you, keep it well. Let's go.
Now, shall I start with the verse, but today the chorus. And I every day food man plate can enough. I never watch a wine party, I never envious. I just want to do the works and put your fuss. Today for you, tomorrow for me. In my heart, there's no jealousy. I am free. Cause envy and hypocrisy would I never in a iron
Conversation show.
Today for you, tomorrow for me.
Greetings, one and all. This is Lloyd Brown, and you are in tune to none other than Stockade Promotions Royal Blend Radio, the station with a difference.
Usually I start with the verse, but today the chorus. And I every day food man plate can enough. I never watch a one party kind.
Say that again.
You know that's the wrong version that you have though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
And that's the version I bought from iTunes, you know.
No, that can't be the version that you bought from iTunes.
Yeah, man, iTunes.
Must be the one that I sent you.
Okay.
Because they didn't
have a look.
They didn't use that intro.
Hold on, I'll soon tell you if that's the one. So this is live, so bear with us, ladies and gents. Yeah, it's the one on iTunes.
No, that must be the one that I sent you because they didn't in the official master version. They took out that intro.
Oh, really? Let me go to my email and play the one from my email, because that's definitely the one I played from because I bought it from iTunes. But I'm gonna play the one from your email, yeah.
I bet that's the one that you just played from my email.
No, that's not it. That's not it. Hold on. Let me soon find your one. Here we go. This is the one from your email. So that's your email, but the one I bought, the one I just played, is from iTunes.
That's crazy because iTunes shouldn't have that because that's not even.
So what you need to do is tell Giddimani to investigate that, because that's the version on there. But I'm going to play your one from the email, yeah? All right. Okay. And we're just going to play a few bars. Take a listen.
I am free, cause envy and hypocrisy could I never in a iron atomy that off key. Today for you, tomorrow for me. Don't ever negative energy. Do good so good have a following. Today for you, tomorrow for me. Meditating on my dream, I just a focus on my plan. I want to want a little dwelling, man, a little piece of land. So nobody tell me, say me can't be called a ras, and know me can. This concrete jungle I rise from. The data treading through the land now with the rod in me. And now I got to what them a do for make a shilling or a grand. Me nah sell out me sister, nah sell out me brother, man. Me nah go rob, me nah go thief, me nah go scam, no.
That was The Real Storm and a brand new track, which you can find on iTunes. However, it seems like the track they got on iTunes is the wrong version. That's what this show is about. We expose.
I don't know how that happened because I don't know how that happened.
Thank God I'm a man that buy music, not true?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But yeah. Sharon, we're going to round up the show, so you do what you have to do.
Well, hate to round up the show because I want to say this real quick though, because to the real storm, in our little intros, our little dubs or whatever comes on, it says Stockade Promotions, Royal Blend Productions. That is me. Production mean me have plenty of music for you. No. Yes, I know about it. Royal Blend Productions.
Stockade Promotions, Royal
Blend Productions. Yes. That's me.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
child.
All right.
So the Royal Blend, she does, productions. Her and her husband are into singing and producing. So who knows? We might find Storm on one of the Royal Blend productions.
Who knows? Let me tell you, it's going to happen.
All I want is my ticket to the Grammys.
It is going to happen. Because we love your style. You know what I'm saying? You just have that gritty, hardcore, and then there's and then you feel the femininity in it, and that's the beauty of it. It's just real, like the real Storm. She's real.
Her style and fashion in a rush.
It's a whole style and fashion. See how the hat sit on her head? And that may say style and fashion. That's how she sit right. The hat fits right down on the side. Style and fashion represented. Anyway, it's been a pleasure. It's been an honor, and I do look forward to working with you. I'm going to definitely put it out there because there's some stuff I think that you would really like. Either way, it's been an honor having you here on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we love the journey, and it continues. You know what I mean? You have a place here that you haven't. Again, I said you haven't even hit your mark, girl. When things start to come up, people going frightened. I'm going frightened when things start coming out.
Thanks. I just saw a comment from a virgin of mine, Ludi. Big up Ludi boss. Because out of the song called Lighter Thief.
Mm-hmm.
He started a brand of lighters that are actually rechargeable, that you can attach to your phone. So nobody can.
Wow. Wow. You see what I'm saying? Yes. Thinking, oh, look at that. Love that.
The lighter thief, them lose.
Lighter thief. Can't thief it again.
You see it.
Right. So as we round up, I want to say to anybody in the room, we wanted to say a quick word to the real Storm. We round up the show. If there's anybody who wants to unmute and say, let me see who's in the room, because if I don't put up on the hand, we go and call on out. Let me see who's in the room now. Oh, Father Guy Minto, you were steadily watching. I see the smile every so often.
Are you going to beat up the man?
Yeah, me not beat him up, me just call him out. Anything you'd like to say, my friend?
Yeah, it's all right. You could beat me up. I'm used to it.
Okay, yes.
Just want to say, it's my first time on the show. I love the vibes. I've been looking forward to more shows, and big up the family. Miss Storm, you're doing great. And when you reach New York, make sure you link me when you reach New York so we can do what we have to do.
Most definitely.
This is family, right? Is this family? This is your cousin. That your cousin?
Yeah.
Oh, so cousin there, New York, me in New Jersey. Go on. I'm sorry, carry on.
Yeah, that's my cousin in New York, guy. Big up yourself every time, guy.
Yes. Bless.
One of the baddest driver them ever encounter, you know?
Driver. That is a skill.
Let me tell you something. There was a time I went to Jamaica for the first time, and I think we went to a place called Malvern or something like that anyway. And you know them hills, right? And the roads are on a mountaintop, right? So as you go higher up the mountain, there's no barrier. And the way some of these people drive, I thought I was going to lose my life.
Yeah, it's a skill, for real.
I never went back there again.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, man. But me have to big up my cousin because anytime I go New York, even if it's on short notice, take up the phone, guy. Can you pick me up? Never on. Yes, because I'm coming to get you. Drive from New York, come down here. So me have to big him up. Very supportive.
Always there. That deserves a salute, man.
It does. That is family, right? You see, that is
Yeah,
what you
man.
call unity.
That's the kind of
That's
unity we need. Yeah, man.
That's the unity that we need. Exactly. Thank you, Father Guy. Sorry to call you out, but I was gonna do it. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Adios.
Thank you.
Bless up yourself, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Anybody else?
Anybody else?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Oh,
Hey.
Sharon
Hi.
B.
Hi, hi, Storm.
Hi,
Hi, everybody. First, congratulations on your music. That is the first thing because you're really, really a mind blower for real. You know, you have so many good tunes, and as we all know, you don't really get. You could reach further, but this business is a crazy world, crazy thing. So let's get that out of the way. The second thing, as a songwriter and singer, I want to ask you, which you like best? Performing for the audience, or just sitting back and writing your songs and sing them?
I think performing.
Or do you what I'm asking if you enjoy
Recording or performing.
Yeah, exactly. Recording and performing.
I love them both, but I love performing because that way I get a chance to connect directly with my audience.
Yeah.
You know, and anybody who me know that I'm a people person. So whenever I get a chance to connect with the audience, it's always fantastic. So I love recording the music and the whole creative process, but I think I enjoy connecting with my listeners more.
Yeah, being in the business for so long, have you ever tried to come to Europe?
No, actually, right before COVID, I was solidifying something to come over there. I also was solidifying something to go over in South Africa, because I didn't even know this. I didn't even know that reggae music was banned in South Africa for a while.
Yeah.
And I wanted to keep a show. They wanted to do a show with me and my band as a kind of reintroduction of the whole reggae music movement in South Africa. And then right that COVID hit, so that kind of canceled out everything. And a lot of people still aren't fully recovered from the effect of COVID. A lot of people lost a lot of money and stuff. So hopefully this year coming up we'll have something, because I think I'm long overdue over by that side, because I have a lot of listeners over in Europe, in England and in Europe.
I can give you an advice. The season is already started for the artists to come in, and they're already confirming artists and stuff. So you might not get in this year, but as soon as November, December come, try put in your application.
Yeah.
Sharon's in Germany there. Germany. No, so I was saying to the Storm, if she didn't know, Sharon's in Germany.
Yeah, well, I think she knows that. Yeah, she should.
I didn't really know where you were, Sharon.
I thought you knew. I thought you knew through Selector Jamie.
I know your name, and I know you from off of Facebook and stuff like that, but I didn't know exactly where you.
I'm in Germany. I'm in Germany. Yeah.
Okay. Where are you, in Hamburg?
No, North Rhine-Westphalia.
Okay.
Around 120 kilometers from Cologne.
Okay.
70 kilometers from Düsseldorf.
Okay.
Well, Miss Bentley, maybe that's something we can help Storm with.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a well. 10 Star, take the things and send it over.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate
Yeah. Maybe we can see Storm on a Rotterdam or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Rotterdam was great.
Yeah, yeah, that would. Yeah, he has to
So,
pass
so
through.
in order
He
to
has to
get
pass
on
through Germany
Rotterdam,
first.
when do you have to put in your submission? By November?
Around that time too, I can send her. I can send her. I will send her the email.
We are going to work on it, Storm, yeah?
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, for real.
Okay.
Sounds good. I appreciate you, Sister Sharon. Thank you. I
Don't worry,
appreciate
sis. Don't worry. I got your back.
Good.
it.
Unity. It is called unity. We for support each other's. It's called
Yes.
unity. Right,
Yes.
Sharon?
I agree. I agree.
Right. That's what it is.
So, anybody else in the building would like to ask Storm a question before we sign off? Anybody would like to ask Storm? Cassandra?
Oh, I don't have a question, but I just want to big her up. That's my cousin.
Oh.
We say that we're not cousins, we're sisters. We're sisters and we're cousins. I just want to thank her for sharing her gift with the world. She's awesome. She's given me new meaning to purpose, and just want to big her up, man. She had the great things and greater things to come.
Amen.
And thanks for having her on your show too.
Thank you. So even you know greater things is coming for her, right?
Yes,
we know.
definitely.
Amen. Thank you.
Tell you
Thank you,
something.
Sandra.
She is one of my biggest motivators.
Mm.
We're cousins, but we're way closer than that. We're like sisters, and we've always been close ever since we were little. She's also in New York
Right.
as well. You know,
New York posse. Right.
New York, Jersey posse is here. Sorry, go ahead.
In the house.
That makes sure. Dip on the map.
Melanie, thank you very much. And anybody else would like to say something? Or was that Cassandra? That was Cassandra, right?
That was Cassandra. You know, I was going to wait to see if you catch yourself. Yeah, that was Cassandra.
Sorry, that's
I know,
my
Melanie.
fault. That's my fault. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, big old Cassandra. And anybody else? No? Okay. So, Storm, I want to thank you again for coming on to our show to share your story, your journey, and where you're at right now. Where are you at right now?
you mean physically, or you mean in terms of in the music?
Physically, mentally, and musically.
I'm trying to settle my mind a bit. You know, have a lot of things going.
Are you still fighting?
Always fighting.
Mm,
Sometimes I'm tired.
right.
You know, but you know, it's all we keep pushing and we keep trying to put forth good music for the masses, because we know that it's important in this. You know, so working on new things, working on a couple of projects with Gidimani, with Perfect, and a couple of projects with Echo Minor too as well. You know, just did a for the Kochi rhythm. It so happened that there's this group of guys down in California that are doing a documentary about the Kochi rhythm from its inception until, and they heard the song through Gidimani, and they reached Gidimani and reached out to me, and I did a video for them to be in the documentary with me, because they love my song. That's on the. So they're showing the whole evolution of the Kochi rhythm from the inception to now.
Right.
So I'm working on a couple of music videos. I have a couple of new songs. Just released the music video for Troublemaker.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're working. I have a few projects in the loop already. You know, some I'm a little bit behind on, because you know the work keeps coming in, and you know, as you know, I also have a family, so you know I have to provide for them too as well. So, you know, going to work and then coming home, and then you have to flip yourself into being an artist and the creative process. Sometimes it can be hard. but try as best as we can to
I've got
maintain
to
the.
ask you, where do you get the energy? Because I know it can't be easy doing a 9 to 5 or whatever it is,
And
coming
if it
out
was
to do the music.
a 9 to 5, it wouldn't be so bad. But it's like 12 hours a day.
12
So
hours,
it's
Jesus.
like an eight. It's like a 8 to 8 or a 7 to 7.
Wow.
So yeah. So
Man, you deserve a 10-star salute, man. Because I
yeah.
know it
Thanks.
can't be easy doing a 12. And how many days do you do in a week?
Usually 5 days. Usually I'm off on the weekends.
Woo.
So I try to get what I can get in terms of music done on the weekends.
Right.
Sometimes but sometimes when you're just coming off of, and my job is a hectic one, when you're just coming off of a job, sometimes it's hard to switch on that whole element and stuff like that. Maybe if I was in a setting where but because I do my own engineering too as well, because I record myself and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I try to focus mainly on the weekends with catching up with what I have to catch up with. And sometimes I'm up until 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, writing or, dub plates or jingles or something is always coming in.
And I gotta, give you a respect, especially when it comes to the engineering part, because what I've heard so far is commendable, and you really do need a very good ear, especially when it comes to the engineering and giving it a final mix. And you
Yeah,
seem
and
to have the ear.
and it's a tedious process too as well,
It's very tedious. Yeah. God bless you. God bless you.
Anything you'd like to say to your fans, to anybody who's listening right now, anybody who may be listening later, any messages for them? Where can they find you? Any messages?
Well, thanks so much to everybody for tuning in, because I know it's a Saturday. Usually this is the day when most people are busy, at home doing what they have to do to take care of their families. So thanks so much for everybody that took the time out of their schedule today to tune in. Thanks for everybody that's been following the journey, that has continued to trod with me over the years and stuff like that. All the supporters of my music, I really appreciate of it. You can find me on most of the social media platforms. Instagram is The Real Storm, Facebook The Real Storm, Twitter The Real Storm, SoundCloud The Real Storm, Mixcloud The Real Storm, and you can also follow my direct Spotify page, which is also The Real Storm. That way you can keep abreast of all the recordings that are coming out, or my iTunes page too as well, my iTunes artist page too as well, where you can keep abreast of all that's coming out. But I just want to thank everybody, for believing in me, for continuing to trot with me over the years, and to the newcomers, welcome. What I mean, I'm always trying to motivate my people and stuff like that. So I give thanks, and thanks also for having me, General. And thanks, Sharon, too, also for having me. It's a pleasure having a conversation with you guys. It's always a joy.
I always remember back in the day, and I'm just casting my memory back to when Bob Marley was out on the circuit, to the time when he went AWOL from Jamaica. He was in exile because he got shot. And at the time, he was still trying to make a name for himself, of which Bob Marley wasn't even near anything near as the king of reggae or whatever it was they called him back then. But at some point, he walked into his greatness, and that's how I see you. You're stepping into your greatness, whether people recognize it now or not. You're stepping into your greatness. I told you over 10 years ago when I met you that there's something special and great about you. And I'm still saying the same thing. I still get excited when I hear about your name in the music, especially when we have our conversations and stuff. And I know what you're up to. I've seen you freestyling. I've seen you do your thing. And, greatness is yours. You're stepping into your greatness. For generations to come, people will be calling your name.
Yes, thanks. Thank you.
Yeah, man. I see it and I feel it real dark. So we wish you all the best. We thank everyone who logged in today. And another thing, you know, I just want to encourage you, even when you go through your hardest time, you're still on the right track. You're still doing the right thing. All you have to do is just believe, and it will happen. You see, when God created you, you know, He created you in your greatness from beginning to end. God knows your beginning and He knows your end. Your ending is great. So you just have to take yourself to your greatness. Man, you turned me into a preacher already. See it there?
Well, it's usually me preaching, but I feel like you do that today. Usually I just go into the preaching and then I don't want to frighten the people then, but sometimes 10 Star and I are like, our birthdays are like a couple of days apart. So we have this thing that whatever God is saying, whatever it is, we know that if we're talking to somebody, we're supposed to give you that message.
Yeah.
That's His message to you. And anything else I added, you are something else. Your storm is the right word for you. You are the storm.
Thank you.
Sharon.
Yes.
Don't let her leave without a freestyle.
Well, I was leading up to that, you know, but again, you know, I can't wait. Trying to do that.
Anything you want to do.
What do you want, a freestyle or a cappella?
Anything you want to do.
Hey, it could be your experience here today, because this interview was not an interview. It was our reasoning and our understanding and our learning. So, matter of fact, that's a little hint for you for your next record. Reasoning, understanding, that thing there. That's your next record.
Let me give you a few lines from a new song that I have. I'm black without apology.
Ooh.
I'm strong because Jah covers me. I've been through many rainy nights, you see. His goodness is my guarantee. His mercy shall forever follow me. I'm focused on the road to victory. Watch them a plan them strategy, but hold on. Jah will see I through. Jah will see I through. So my cup can't empty. He provide I planted. Jah will see I through. He will see I through. Yesterday and today, He was there for me. Yeah, so you know.
Yes, amen.
The real stuff.
I know. Yeah, I think I sent you that song, General. I think you should have that
You
song.
did, and I'm playing that as my outro.
Yes, I'd say play it.
Yeah, so thank you, everyone. We're going to be back here tomorrow, and our guest is going to be the legendary, you remember the Mytones or the Maytones, the mighty Maytones. Vernon Maytones is going to be our guest. I grew up listening to this man's music. They did Money Worries. Money Worries. All right. Well, he's going to be our guest tomorrow, the veteran, the big man himself. He's going to be our guest same time tomorrow, 4 p.m. GMT time. And if you're in the U.S., in New York, Florida, wherever it is, it's going to be 12 p.m. 12 p.m., yeah. And if you're in Jamaica, it's going to be taking place at 11 a.m., okay? So join us tomorrow. We're going to be back here. And we leave you with this.
Why this a man full of charm and keeping me calm? Why I'm in his arms? Why ain't no alarm? I'm a storm. Lord, strong and you're proud. Black man, you got me treading the high road. As morning light, I don't wanna walk you out. My side need a pronto. Cause you give me a love that's real. Baby, you make me feel. Why I'm in his arms.
The Conversation Show.
Lord, strong and you're proud. Black man, you got me treading the high road. As morning light, I don't wanna walk you out. My side need a pronto. Cause you give me a love that's real. Baby, you make me feel like a woman made of steel. So this I love you at the sign and seal. Broken promises, false hope of happiness. I tore my heart in two, and then you came and lifted me, erased my memory, Lord. Are you are the trouble in a tweezer? The way you make me feel could never sweeter. Dang, strong and you're proud. Black man, you have me treading the high road.
Well, that's all, folks. That's my one. Number 5, babe. What a star do this. That's one. That's all, folks.
Can I go home now? I'm 10-star General from Stockade Promotions, and I'm out of here. If you enjoy the content we provide on this YouTube channel, then why not help us by subscribing to SPRB Radio Podcast? Thank you in advance.